What is up? So I've been hearing y'all having some trouble, man. Trouble with these mods. If your mods ain't showing up, I'm here to help you. For some reason, y'all don't know how to bake. I don't know what's going on. First and foremost, if you have not watched the Grix tutorial, do not watch this video. I repeat, if you have not watched this Grix tutorials, do not watch this video. This is not a beginner's guide. This is a guide for people who tested, know what they're doing, and running into errors. This is a helpful guide. This is not a beginner's guide. So I'm not going to explain everything. So meaning you need to go watch Grix tutorial videos, which he thoroughly went over, and you should be running into no issues. But if you are, it's one of two things. If your mods are not showing up, it's because you do not have one or two things, and we're gonna go through them all right now. Right here, this is a playable flag 1. If you don't have this, your slot doesn't unlock. All right, now another thing too, these are JSON files. Don't worry about why I got two next to each other. This is just this. Click this button and you can get a side-by-side view. JSON files are different from the JSFB. JSFB is the game files that the game reads, meaning we can't edit these without Visual Studio. I'm pretty sure you can, but you don't need to know about that. You don't need to worry about that. All right, so what you need to do is make sure your folders are set up correctly. The files are not supposed to be on your desktop. They are supposed to be exactly where you extracted them from. With Meta, we can point files to where we want it to read with the hash generator. But with Cake Tools, they are replacing, which means they have to be exactly how you got them in Cake Tools. So if you don't know, you should know, because you did watch the tutorial, so you know where you got your files from, meaning they have to be the exact same file structure. Now we're gonna look at this real quick. Oh, big, no. When I hit open, I go into my big one. This is the game files, right? So when you're extracting your roster, your character mapping, it's in 00. When you extract these files, notice how I'm in characters folder and my character mapping file is here. So your characters mapping file should be in your characters folder, not on your desktop. I'm gonna say that again. If you go to roster, they need to be in your mods folder exactly where you took them from. That's the most important step. Remember, your JSFB files need to be exactly where you extracted them from. And Greg showed you in that tutorial. Again, if you haven't watched it, do not watch it, because you're not gonna know what I'm talking about. So make sure the files you extract are in exactly where your mods folder, or the game will not read it. This isn't about your mods. This is about your game, telling the game your files that you're editing. All right. So once you've done that, completed, right? They're in the right files. Now we can start actually testing. So when you do that, you do your playable flags, you do blah, blah, blah. You got to make sure it's open in Meta as well. So now I'm opening my Meta folders. I'm just going to do character role profile. All right, it's open. Now, if you're not getting a notification here, like, all right, let's do 10, 5, 5, perfect. All right, so what I'm doing here is unlocking an attire slot. Bam. Slot unlocked, attire. Attire unlocked, slot achieved. All right, I did that. Notice how this here is here. I hit save. You see that notification? That means Meta is watching my files, meaning Meta has read my files. If you're not getting that, you need to make sure you export your JSONs again. You hit the file open, your JSFB open, and then export your JSON into your data folder, because if that's not happening, which means none of your changes are being saved and none of your stuff is getting edited. All right, so then once that's good, you save. Now you have to bake. Now baking is very important. All right, you hit bake folder, you go inside, you make sure you have a mods folder, and this is all for sorting and U purposes. It doesn't matter what you name these. It doesn't matter what number they are. It's just for you to keep what's the word, yourself organized and know what exactly you are doing. All right, so my meta files are in 54. And another thing, if you don't have a bake, and let me show you the bake before we go. That's not gonna show here. All right, so open. Another thing too, you notice how my meta files are in bake 54. If you do not have a bake 53, you can't do a bake 54. So what you need to do is bake a cake for 53, for 51, 52, and 53, and then do 54. But you should just do 51 if you're just starting, or just do 61 if you're just starting. All right, because you can't do a number above it without the thing. So all you really need to do is just hit bake, and then just hit the number. It doesn't matter if there's nothing in there, that's perfectly fine. It's just hit the number, hit the folder, and hit the number to do the thing. All right, so how to bake a folder is hit bake mods, and make sure you click on the folder. Notice how I clicked on the folder. I didn't go in characters and bake that. I baked the entire mods folder. And when I say mods folder, I'm talking specifically your bake folder right here. This is what I mean when I talk about mods folder. We're not ever talking about this. You never bake your entire mods folder. This is your mods folder. So when people refer to your mods folder, this is your mods folder. So you bake the entire folder. So the easiest way to do it is to double click on the folder and make sure all these are here, and make sure this is here, and then you hit select folder, and then you hit the number that it is, bake it, and now you've baked successfully. So if you haven't, and then test the game, see if the slot is in there, and you should be good to go. If you run into any more issues, hit the troubleshoots in the visual meta discovery Discord, and we'll try to help you. But like I said before, if you haven't watched the first video, Greg's tutorial is perfect. It's amazing. Watch that. If you have running issues, this is why your mods are not showing up, because either one, your JSFB files are not in the correct area, or two, you're not baking it correctly. So I hope that helps. Subscribe to my channel, or I'm not helping you. Just kidding. But really, subscribe to my channel.